Well, welcome to Studio CARA and to our product knowledge class. So thank you so much for joining us. And I am going to present to you today the full line of CARA Cosmetics. And this is my model, Gigi. And let me just move the camera a teeny tiny bit. There we go. So I'm actually going to be performing on Gigi a full makeup so you can see what our product line looks like in person live here. And she does have a little bit of makeup on, so I'm going to start with doing a cleansing. And actually, let me get my chat going right here in case some of you have some questions as well. We will have, let me see. Get that. Okay, we will have a Q&A after, but if you have some questions that you're going to want to ask us during the chat, I will definitely try to, I'll kind of keep my eye on and go through some of our chat questions as you're coming up, and if you're wanting to find out and ask me certain questions. But besides that, I will go ahead and start. So see here, let me move this 1 second. Hello. And yes, we are going to record this today. So we're actually recording right now. And so for some people that I know, some people can't join the recording or the seminar today. So we'll definitely have this available for some others. But welcome, welcome. And I'm going to, thank you right there. Sorry, I'm trying, we have the camera over there, but we have our computer over here. So, so yeah, juggling just a little bit. But thank you so much and welcome. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. And I want to share with you just basically all of the details of our product line, how to use it, and just some of the benefits, and so you understand a little bit better. I know some of you already have our diamond kit. I know we have our diamond kit right in the back there, so you can kind of see all the products that you're going to get, and I'm going to go one by one. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to do a little cleansing on Gigi. Now, I haven't done Gigi's makeup before, so this is going to be a first time that I'm doing it. And she's actually one of our, she owns a business right next door to us. And she is kind enough to come. Her daughter is gorgeous, just like her. And so we've used her daughter as a model before, and now we're using Gigi. So I figured what I wanted to do also is I wanted to, have a, not necessarily a model, not somebody that is 16, and someone that's going to be like our everyday client that we work with. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cleanse her face. And we have a product it's called Calming Oil Cleanse. And this product, I'm going to just put a little bit in my hands. And actually, the nice thing about this, it does have a blend of oils, and it's very popular right now. A lot of our oil cleansers I've seen more and more are becoming more popular. I think especially with like the Korean skincare and more Asian. But this is also going to just help melt the makeup off. Now, Gigi says that she does not have much eyebrow, so we're about to discover how much eyebrow she actually has. This is also a great way to start feeling your client's face. And this is one thing that I like to do is right now what I'm also doing is I'm analyzing her facial structure. And without being too weird, she's not staring at me, her eyes aren't open. So because it can be a little weird, right? When somebody's like right in your face. So I'm just kind of taking a look at what I've got to work with here. We're going to remove her eyebrows, as she said. Yeah. And I can feel that her skin is a little dehydrated. She's been working hard. She just bought a business, so she's, you know, she's working hard like all of us do. We've had a lot of stress over the past month, and of course we're the last ones to pamper ourselves too, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm just taking that. You can see this is just actually almost even absorbing right into her skin. I'm going to take the Revive toner with just a little bit of toner just to remove her makeup, and with a little cotton. And this actually has a little tiny bit of glycolic acid in it, so it's going to kind of help exfoliate some of the, it has willow bark actually, and it's going to help exfoliate a little bit, because of course the more beautiful the canvas is, the better your makeup is going to go on. And you can have a really beautiful model, beautiful client, but if their skin is dry or you know, just not vibrant, then the makeup's not going to look as pretty. So you definitely want to prep that. And I'm just going to take a peek. There we go. So no questions so far. And as you can see, I mean, you can still see how much more product is coming out of there when, you know, for those of you that don't use a toner, I think this is probably one of the steps that a lot of people don't use, is a toner. And it's so important because it's going to help balance the pH again. And as you can see, it's really just cleansing, taking off the rest of that makeup there. Yeah, there's still some more on there. Take her little eyebrows off too. And then I'm going to remove her mascara as well.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Do you have a waterproof or a regular formula?
Just
regular formula. Okay. So I'm at 2 cotton pads right now. Let me get one more so we can make sure it's nice and clean, right? And but you can start to see that shine coming in. Yes, so pretty. Perfect. So these are the steps, of course. I know most of you that are already doing makeup, these are probably the steps that you already do. And you can see, it's amazing to see how much it takes. Or you can also do a double cleanse if you'd like to do that as well. And now that we are prepping her skin, she was already telling me that it is a little dehydrated. So, and I'm going to take a little bit of our, it's called Wink Wash, and that's our eye makeup remover. Yes. And it's going to wash off your wink.
There goes my eyelashes.
There we go. So Gigi is a great, great candidate for us to do a tint on, a lash tint and a brow tint, probably. Yeah. And yeah, that's coming off. Hold that on there. And just a little bit of cleansing on the other eye. Now on Gigi, I'm going to do just a, you know, I'm going to do like a professional look on her today. She has beautiful eyes. She has nice skin as well. Don't know how old you are.
Older than I want to be, let's put it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're all there with you.
Yeah.
We're all there. Okay, so I'm just going to remove a little bit more the eye makeup remover. And so when I look at my client, so what I'm determining right now is I am going to analyze her facial structure, her eye shape, her face shape. These are all the things that you know, are essentials to understanding makeup artistry, obviously. And it's not just, oh, I saw this beautiful look and I'm going to put that on without even knowing, you know, your eye shape or what would look good on you. Now, Gigi is what I call a low contrast. So a low contrast person is someone that their hair, their skin, and their eyes are pretty monochromatic, you know? There's not a lot of difference between A high contrast would be someone that has dark hair, her color eyes, and very pale skin. So that would be kind of like the two extremes right there. So she's more of a low contrast. So with that, I prefer and think that mostly low contrast clients look best without a lot of makeup. Or if you're going to do makeup, it still needs to be in a very blended kind of way, because when you're more of a low contrast, you also will tend to, it's like the makeup is kind of wearing you versus you wearing the makeup. I don't know if you've ever had a makeover and they've done a lot of makeup on you, or has it been more?
No, I've never had, no.
Not like
I've just always done
over.
my own.
Okay, okay.
Nobody's ever.
You've never had your makeup done before?
Oh, I don't know, probably in one of my years I did. Probably at, a counter at the mall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so she's
not a professional.
She is in for a treat today. Okay, so I'm actually going to use, so we cleansed her face, we toned it. This is the eye makeup remover. This you're going to love. She came in, she's having a little bit of a headache, right? And actually I'm going to cleanse my hands real quick because I still had a little bit of the calming oil cleanse on them. It was feeling good. I don't hydrate my hands enough. But I'm going to put a little, this is a serum and it's also a primer. So this product, and one of the things I'm going to put really just maybe like a squirt and a half on there. She said she was a little dry. Now what I do is I rub it in my hands. And this has, now I know you can't smell through the camera, but I wish you could. This has essential oils, and it also has a wonderful aromatherapy benefit to it. So what I like to do with my client is I like to just kind of cup it over her nose, have her breathe in, and you breathe in gratitude. So whatever, when you wake up in the morning, you want to use your C's, you breathe in whatever you're grateful for that morning, whether it is, your life, your kids, just breathing that day, whatever it might be, and then you can just exhale and let go of whatever you need to let go of. And let me tell you, it's a great way to start your day. How did you like the smell of this?
Smells good.
It does, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So it has vitamin A, C, and E in it. So it's a primer as well as a serum. Now, of course, everybody needs to prep their skin. The nice thing about this is that, can you feel how silky it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Feels
so it does have a silicone in it. So what this is going to do is it's just going to help with when we're putting the makeup on as well. So I like to prep, and what I'm doing right now is I'm also feeling her face. I'm again a makeup artist, and it's about that connection that you have. I feel get the closest to our client more than anyone else, pretty much. Gigi said she was a massage therapist. Well, that's pretty intimate, but you're usually kind of laying down with your eyes closed. Here, we're going to spend the next hour together. So it's very important that connection and the feeling that you have with your client is good. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of an eye cream, because I feel like she has some puffiness underneath her eye. And this is called Alleluia lifting cream because it has alpha lipoic acid in it.
That's cute.
Yes. So a lot of our products have kind of a soulful theme to them. And I feel that creating a ritual that you can add to your daily routine is so important. Now you can use, your finger very lightly. And one of the nice things about this, like for her, is, if you just rub the eye a little tiny bit and you're going in that, counterclockwise motion. I'm sorry, this is a clockwise motion. Yes. what you can do is you can just kind of pump a little bit, and this is going to help with the lymphatic drainage of the eye. And also it has peptides, it has vitamin K, so it's got some nice ingredients that not only are going to moisturize the eye, but also, you know, help with getting rid of some of that puffiness and that heaviness. And anyone that suffers with headaches or any kind of you know, migraines and things like that, obviously this is a really tough area where you hold a lot of stress, a lot of you need to cleanse that area with your, you know, with your lymph nodes. So that's going to be very helpful too. And you can just, you know, teach your client what they can also do, right? So anyhow, whatever, you know, whichever product that you know, that you're using, you know, incorporate a couple of different methods, because this is just nice to spend, you know, a couple of minutes in the morning doing that. So you feeling a little better now?
Oh, I'm really relaxed.
Good, good. All right, wonderful. My hands feel good too. So I'm going to start with checking out her foundation. And a lot of times I will do the eyes first, because we might have a little bit of fallout, so we can clean that up. But I want that eye cream to really penetrate into her eyes, because I knew she was a little bit drier. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with your foundation.
Okay.
Now, so CARA Cosmetics has 3 different types of foundations. We have our Perfector Base, which is our high coverage. We also have our Satin Base, which here's a little sample sizes of the Satin Base. And they're both oil-free foundations. The Satin Base is going to give kind of a light to medium coverage. It's also buildable, so you can work, you know, in layers and build it up. But this is going to be your highest coverage, the Perfecta. I wear Perfecta every day. I have hyperpigmentation. I don't necessarily have melasma, but I've always been a little bit more on the oilier side. I've never had that, you know, beautiful poreless kind of skin. And I don't like to touch up during the day. So I just kind of like to get ready and go. And so this one, as you can see, you know, it gives me a nice coverage. I love it because it doesn't feel heavy. Now with Gigi, she's got really nice skin. And so I probably would choose the Satin Base. Now, one thing that we can do, I can show you half and half. So I can show you the difference between doing the Satin Base and the Perfector Base, if you would like. If anybody wants to give me a hands up, is there anybody that would kind of like to see those two? Yes, yes. Okay, we got some hands raised. Perfect, perfecta. I'm on my joke mode. Did you guys know that today is National Boss Day?
I saw that.
I know, and my girls gave me flowers and a balloon and a car. I know, and I didn't even know. That's so nice in the office. So, okay, perfect. So we're going to test out. The way that our foundations work is we have our N series, our O series, our BR series, and our R series. So the R stands for rose. The BR stands for bronze. That's going to be a lot deeper shades, like African-American shades. The O series is going to be a little bit more on the yellow side, and then the N is going to be your neutral. So that's gonna have a little hint of pink in it, more of that neutral shade. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna test out, and we're going to see here. I'm gonna start off with an O2 in Satin Base. And what I do is I just put a little drop of the Satin Base. I don't need much. And I'm going to show, hopefully you guys can see right here, but I'm going to put a little swatch. Yeah, you can see that, right? This one is, it looks, and what I do, okay, is when I do a swatch, I put enough on there and I don't rub it in, because any foundation, if you rub it in long enough, it's going to disappear in your skin. So the beauty of CARA is that you can custom blend the foundation if you need to. Not everybody needs to be custom blended. So with the custom blend is I'm going to test out. So that's an 02. I like to also let it dry just a little bit to see if it's going to blend. So if you can see right there, you can see the swatch. I'm going to bring it just a little bit closer so you can see. Can you see that swatch on there, right? And so now oops, sorry there. There we go. All right. I'm going to
even.
Hey, I work it. Yeah, unfortunately she didn't give me all my little samples, so let me snag some more samples here. I need an 03 and an 04, and I want to grab these as well. Let me test these out. So
O means what again?
Huh?
O means
O means olive.
Olive.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's going to be, our O is the olive skin tone. The 03 is going to be a little bit darker. So the shades, how they work is that, let me take that back just a little bit there. And I'm doing this backwards. There we go. Okay. I know. You got to be ambidextrous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ambidextrous?
Yep,
that's it. That's the word. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of our 03 foundation. This one right here, and I'm going to put it next to that one. Now this one is a little bit darker, but she's kind of in between the two. I want to put an N also so you can see the difference. One of the key things to do is to make sure that you are you have enough selection of colors to where you're going to be able to choose. I think the biggest problem is that people don't try enough shades and they go, oh, okay, that one's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So try as many as possible. This one's actually our R1. I'm going to put that one down here. Now we can see, can you guys see that? I'm going to actually, let me, how do I, let's see. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, okay, so if you want to, you can go ahead and raise your hands if you can see the difference of the colors, and I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer as well, or just let me know on the chat if you can see that. So right now I've got R1, which again is kind of disappearing a little bit. That one is going to be much more rosy. And that's this color right here. Can you see, you can see how light it is there, right? Yes. Okay, Cheryl, yeah, you guys can see it, exactly. This is the 02. So that is this one, I believe, right here. And, oh, I'm messing it up. That's what happens. See, I'm completely messing up on something that I'm teaching now. I just put a little bit of R1 on top of 02. So let me just tell you that the beauty of makeup, you can always take it off and start it back again. And that's what I love. So let me just put a little bit of the 02. I'm sorry, this is, no, that's 03 right there. Okay. So you can see, can you see with the 03, that one is kind of greenish. This one is a little too pinky, right? And then I'm going to put a little bit of 02 again.
So 03 is too O for me.
It's a little too O.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little too O. Oh no. Okay. And then here we have 02. Can you see that? So there's our 02 right there. So this one I would say is a no-go, right? That one just kind of looks like it's popping up, and it's definitely she has more yellow undertones. This one is definitely getting a little too greenish in there. And then this one I would probably say is my best bet. Now, I could darken it just a tiny bit. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove my other color. So this is where initially it's going to take a little bit longer to find the initial shade for your client, you know, but once you find that, then you're going to write down that formulation and they come back and buy it, you know, 3-4 times a year from you. Okay. So this is the satin base right there. You can see it's like it's just disappearing into her skin. You can barely see it. That's what you want. You don't want a foundation that you can see on your face. You want something that you can't see. That's going to disappear and just, you know, make your skin look beautiful. Okay. So I am going to say that you are an 02. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take my, I'm going to take my sponge. I think she gave me one. Here we go. I'm going to take it from right here. Yeah. Okay, so my little block of sponges. Now, if you want the foundation to go on a little bit higher coverage, you can put it on with a dry sponge. If you want to put it on with a damp sponge, then it gives you a little bit more of a lighter coverage. I'll see the full coverage right now. You can also apply it with our Kabuki brush. Now, one thing I can see is that it is going on. It's going on really nicely. It's a little bit on the lighter side, I would say. But I'm going to go ahead and apply it anyways, because it might deepen. Now, one of the things that I would keep into account when I'm talking to my client is I would want to, right now we're going into the winter months. So let's say like with Gigi, do you go out in the sun at all? Do you like to look darker?
I like to have a little bit more color.
She likes a little bit more color. Okay, so then I probably would deepen this a little bit on her, because this is going to, even though the color is, I mean, it's a perfect blend from her neck to her face. I could see where we could deepen it just a little bit. Now, another thing we can also do is we can deepen it with a powder. So we can give you, so this color right here is our 02 Satin Base. It has a really pretty coverage. It looks like she really doesn't have any makeup on. And how does it feel on your skin?
It feels light. It doesn't feel heavy or
you
thick.
don't? Okay, good. So that's a nice benefit. You don't want to ever feel like you have a whole lot of makeup on. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm not going to put it around the eye area, because I'm going to do my concealer last after I'm done. Okay, so right now that is the satin base, as you can see, with just half of her face. Now you can see that her, and I don't know how it shows up on camera, but this one did take a little bit of that pinkiness away. So this is the side without any makeup on, and then this is the side with some makeup on. You can kind of see on camera that this one is reading a little bit more flawless than this side, but it's still pretty light, right? Okay. So the next step I'm going to do is let's test out the Perfector Base on you. Okay. Now, Perfector Base, we're going to go, the colors are not exactly the same. And even though you were an 02 in the satin base, because of the pigmentation, the foundation is not all the same. So I'm going to test out this foundation also, just to, I'm going to move the camera a little bit again so I can, there we go. I can just chat a little bit and show you guys. So this foundation, the Perfector Base, it looks very thick, right? And it's not liquidy like the other one is. This is more of a cream kind of mousse type of foundation. So a little tiny bit goes a long way. And Gigi, you're not much of a custom blend, actually. I think our O is pretty close. We might need a little bit. Now it is, as you can see, I think you can see on camera that you can see here that this one has more pigment and it's kind of showing up a little bit more. You are going to get more of that flawless look with the Perfector Base, but it is much more of a matte foundation. So one thing that we do is we actually have a product and it's called Perfect Moisture Serum. And this is a little humectant serum that you can add a drop into it and it's going to give it a little bit more of a dewy look. So on you, because you already told me that you're dry. So for example, Gigi, if she says, oh yes, I want to absolutely have full coverage, but I don't want to look cakey. I don't want it to feel dry. Then this would be the perfect step there. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at this. I can see right now that it's a pretty close blend. It is disappearing in there. I hope you guys can really see this on her face. It is really, what is the difference between the formula? I see a question here. What is the difference in the shades between the formulas, pigment or base composition? Well, the Perfector Base, again, because it has a higher coverage, it does have much more pigmentation, and it has it is a completely different formulation because one is a liquid. The Satin Base also has vitamin B complex in it. This one does have some kaolin to add a little bit more dryness to the skin, but the pigment in it itself is just so you can get that higher coverage. So it's fantastic for people that have any kind of hyperpigmentation, or some girls don't like to show their freckles, so they want a little bit more fuller coverage. It's amazing for people that have oily skin too, because again, you're going to see what a little tiny bit I'm going to use. And but what I can do right now, so I see that it is, and I don't know if you can see this on camera because I'm getting super, super picky, right? But there is a little bit of warmth in there. So I see like a little tiny bit of, just a little tiny bit of an oranginess in the foundation. So if I wanted to get rid of the oranginess in the foundation, but again, she said that she does kind of like to look a little bit deeper. I personally would not custom blend this. If she came to me, I would put it all over her face, and I think it's a great match. So here I am, because I haven't done Gigi's makeup before, and I'm trying to show you custom blending. And she's not the right model for that. But what I'll do is I'll show you how you can custom blend this, just because I know some of you are probably really interested. So for example, now one thing that I would do is I would mix a little bit of our Perfect Moisture Serum. Well, I'm just going to turn this a teeny bit. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to grab a little tiny bit of our Perfect Moisture Serum. And for those of you girls that live up north, this is going to be like your best friend, because you can sell this separately, a whole bottle. But you can also just put like a little drop of it. Now, I probably did not put enough for, well, I don't know, I'm only doing half of your face. So that's probably going to be enough product for half of her face, believe it or not.
That's not much at all.
No, it's a little tiny bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix the foundation in with that serum. And that's just going to give it a little bit more slip. Again, Gigi has nice skin, so I'm just giving her a little bit more coverage, but there's not a lot of, she she doesn't need all of that coverage all over her face. And one thing that I do see, and I love to play with foundations as well. And when I say play with foundations, I love to see different texture on different skins. But one of the things is that you don't have to use the same amount of coverage all over your face. So if somebody needs more coverage in through here, then put more foundation there to get that coverage. And then if it's just shear it out in the other areas, and then that way it'll look like their face is much more flawless and also more natural. I see a lot of people just putting lots of thick, oh my gosh, I don't know, I was somewhere yesterday and I was shopping, that's what it was. And this girl was really cute, but she had her foundation, you could tell she's been watching a lot of Instagram.
YouTube.
It was so matte and thick, and she was so young and cute. But imagine that thick matte foundation on a 50-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful. And there's just no need for that. And especially somebody that's young. And then she had the really dark, almost like reddish brown, super matte lipstick. And it was just, you could only stare at the makeup because there was so much on her, you know? It kind of took away from her beauty. Okay, so one thing I'm going to show you is applying it with our Kabuki brush. So the Kabuki brush is, I'm going to take your hair. I'm going to take a little bit, and I'm going to apply this on this side. And I think I would say that I almost want to put a tiny bit more of the serum, just one little drop, and mix that up again. So just kind of using a little tiny bit. And again, the brush is going to just apply it and make it go on nice and light, but still give her coverage. And then here, what I'm doing is I'm taking it in these areas and I'm just stippling. It's called stippling when you're putting on foundation and you're just patting it in, okay? So that's important there. So I don't know if you can see, now you can see a little bit of the difference in the color perhaps on, can you guys, yeah? Can some people see that? Please explain the shape, bristles on the Kabuki. And I love Tamara or Tamara, I'm not sure. This girl is asking questions, I love it. And why it works with the foundation. Okay, so our little pointy Kabuki is, it's synthetic hair and it's very soft. So it almost kind of gives like a little massage on the face.
Feels nice. It
does, yeah. And the reason why I like this versus like those paddle kind of brushes is because it's not, it doesn't streak. A lot of times those flat brushes tend to give like a streaky, and especially with Perfector Base, because it's so matte, you do have to work quickly and you need to work in areas. So you don't, this is not the foundation that you want to dot it all over and then kind of blend it out. You definitely don't want to use your fingers because it is more matte. And I think that also another thing is, as you can see, there are, and girls, I can talk for hours about brushes. I love brushes. But as you can see, it has a lot of different lengths to it. Now this is our new pointy one that we have. And I really like this because it just gives a very soft kind of effect. And then I can also stipple with it. So again, for me, what I love to see is I like to just see a light coverage of foundation, but I like to see that skin look really pretty, you know, as well. And so this has just been a great brush that you can also retail to your client. And it just goes on super easy with this. So there are a couple of different ways that you can apply foundation. You can apply it with the sponge. Anytime you want to be super sanitary, absolutely use sponges. But you can also use a brush. A lot of times I even have, this is my little blender brush. Sometimes if I'm doing more editorial type of makeup, I'll use this one because it's very small so I can get into strategic areas. That's a whole other class right there. But yes, so that's our Kabuki brush right there. Now you can see that, and hopefully you can, is that this side, I don't know if you can see it, does it look a little, it does look a little bit more matte. And can you turn your face that way? Okay, so that's our Perfecta. And how about the other side? Okay, so there's a little bit more of a sheen to the face here on this side with the satin base. And then you can see here it has a much higher coverage. Also, I love that we're, you know, filming this and it's on camera because you can see how the foundation looks and how much coverage. Now you do have a little vein here, so I could probably, can you guys see her little vein like right above, right in there? So I could give it a little tiny bit more coverage right there. Yes, thank you. I love all these questions, that's awesome. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some concealer on you, okay? All right, so if any of you wanted, let's say if you wanted to custom blend the foundation before I go into the concealers, because she was not a good model for custom blending. Yeah, I apologize about that, but we'll have a whole other class on custom blending. So, so what you would do, let's say if I wanted to neutralize some of the, let's say if the foundation looked too orange on her, then what we do is we teach the whole color theory. So on the opposite side of orange, you would have lilac. And that is, there it is, thank you. So that's this little pigment here. So the lilac, what you would do is you would just put like a little tiny drop, mix it in, and that's going to neutralize the oranginess in the foundation. I personally like it. I think that that color is perfect for her. I know you probably haven't seen it. But yeah, this one actually appeared a little too light. So after putting a little bit of this on, I would maybe deepen it a tiny bit. So the O2 in the satin base, I would probably add a tiny bit of brown, which would also warm up her foundation. Now, I'll do a whole separate class, you know, on custom blending and whatnot. And you'll learn how these pigments are super, super intense. These are not pigments that you put on someone's face. They are strictly the pigment that you're going to put in, this is a good place to mention oxidation. Yes, there she is. That's what I was mentioning to you before about oxidation. Yes, that's why you want to test your foundation out and leave it on for a little bit to see with the chemistry of your body if your foundation is going to oxidize or not. So before you hand your client, oh, this is your bottle, that's why you're testing it out right now. And I know some of you may be accustomed to giving samples and whatnot, but I believe that this is the sampling right here, you know, that you're going to know more than your client's going to know. So when I'm testing this out, I want to see. The beauty of it is that we've got beautiful big windows with great lighting in here. So the client can see automatically versus like at a department store that you've got horrible lighting half of the time. But that's how I like to test it out. So they can feel it. If they want to go home before they want to buy it, then that's what you want. So they know and you know what that color looks like. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is concealer. Now with Gigi, because she does have a bit of puffiness, I'm not going to want to go too light on her eyes. And so this is our C4 concealer. And that one is kind of like a medium neutral. And the C3, and I'm not sure if you can see the difference. They are quite similar, but this one has more yellow to it. I'm going to first test this one on her and see if that's going to give me enough coverage. And I don't want to go too yellow under her eyes. I do want to brighten them up, get rid of some of that darkness. So I'm going to try the C4. And I am missing my little spatula, so I'm going to use a Q-tip. One thing that we teach you is that always, I'm using a Q-tip right now, but you would have a spatula, is remove your product from your little pot and then use your palette to put it on. And then that way, and obviously you're not going to dip this on the skin and back in the pot. Don't stick your fingers in your pots either. So sanitation is huge. And I'm going to look for my concealer brush. Okay. Why do I not have a concealer brush? All right. So I'm going to apply the concealer. Now what I like to do is I grab my palette, which you'll have a palette in your kit, and I am going to start on that outer edge. Usually it's kind of where I like to test my product out. You don't want to mess up your whole makeup when you're testing out product. You can always do this before your foundation as well if you want to try it out. I like to use my foundation first and then apply a concealer, because I feel if you do all this concealing and then you go back in and do foundation, it kind of takes it away. I also want to go into that inner corner, and I want to brighten up that inner corner as well. So what you want to do is, because right here you can see that that's where the puffiness has like this little indentation. I want to go right into that little area right there, and I want to kind of put that product right in that area. I don't want to go too light, because if I go too light, then it's going to look puffier. So right now, I think that that color is going to be good. After I finish her eyes, I can always go back in and touch up a little bit as well. So open your eyes for me, Gigi. There we go. I'm going to look up a little bit right under here. And I'm just kind of using a little bit of a pressing type of motion. For those of you girls that are fast and furious, you really want to kind of slow down around the eyes. The eyes, you really want to be gentle. And again, see how I'm anchoring my finger here and just kind of pressing so that way the client feels secure. You're not just kind of going at them with your brush. So you just kind of anchor that. And a lot of these things, you know, I teach a lot of this, especially all of this technique and eye shapes and all of this. This is all in our business and beauty course. But let's see. So I'm hoping that, let's see, is this the, okay, yeah. So you can see how it has taken away some of that purpliness. Can you guys see that there? So that's the eye. This is the eye with no concealer. This is the eye with concealer. Okay, great, good. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit of concealer. I like the C4 on you. I think that's a good color. And now, yeah, let me grab a little bit more. Okay. So our concealer, again, it has a lot of pigment to it, and you don't need a lot of product. I'm just applying a little bit of product here, and because when your concealer is looking cakey, that means you're probably using way too much product. So, Any of you guys heavy-handed over there watching the, if you're heavy-handed, you're probably wasting too much product and you're kind of going through it too fast. So just use your brushes and definitely, see, I'm just kind of pressing right there. And again, I'll do a little bit more touch up after I'm done with her eyes. Okay. All right, so our concealer has vitamin A, C, and E in it as well. I'm sorry, it does not have, it has vitamin E in it, chamomile extract, and so it's nice and gentle around the eye area. It does not have vitamin A. But it has a nice creamy, but not too, not too creamy where it's gonna break down. And I gave it enough time where the Alleluia cream could just kind of, absorb into her skin right there too. Okay. All right, I got Tamara. Girl, she is my girl today. What would you do differently for an older client with more lines under the eyes? Don't you love that? Tamara's your she's your good friend. So a couple of things. Concealer is, I feel, your best friend. If you don't use concealer, you need to get on the bandwagon. That is like my absolute favorite product. I think you can do a lot with concealers. I also, if your client is using any kind of like a powder foundation type of product, get away from that. This has its purpose, but it's not for someone that's older with fine lines. Mm-hmm. I would never pack this underneath my eyes ever. Mm-hmm. We do have, and I'll show you in a second, our HD powder, which is phenomenal because it's just super velvety and light. So that is going to be the key for, someone that's older. You don't, and again, someone that has a lot of lines under their eyes, definitely the concealer, because it's going to, add a little bit of brightness. And they need to use a good eye cream too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need that hydration under your eyes, but you don't want it to break down your foundation. So that's where it's very important to test out the compatibility of what you're using as your skincare, and then also, what your makeup, because if they're not compatible, then one product may be breaking down the other product. So that's very important for you to use and to test. And of course, different people are, have different, reactions and whatnot. Okay. You're also going to receive several different powders, and a lot of clients that are older don't like using powder. And you must use some kind of powder to set in your makeup, because if not, your makeup's just going to kind of disappear. And most clients that come to me and say, oh, well, I put my makeup on in the morning and then it's gone. It's gone. It's because you're not using the proper steps to set in your makeup. Now, I'm in full-on hot flash mode. So it's, it gets a little tough to keep it on all day. But that's kind of, it is what it is. So I do touch up, but you know what? Perfector Base hangs in there with me. It works out. I touch it up. I'm not somebody to touch my face up too much, but when I have to go on camera, I'll do a little bit of powder and, off I go. But with I love our high definition powder. And for anyone that's older, because a lot of people that are older tend to shy away from using a powder. We have it in 2 shades, but you guys you'll have it in your kit. And okay, G, you haven't tried our powder. Put your finger in there and just a little bit and feel it. The texture. Nice. Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Soft. It's super, super soft. This is a talc-free powder. What it's going to do, it's going to set in her makeup, but it's also, it kind of gives like, it just refines the pores a little bit. And it also will make your skin feel so soft. Now, she doesn't really tend to shine too much, but this powder, it's called HD because it's high definition. It's designed for on camera, but I absolutely love it. I wear it every day. We have clients that call it our magic powder. And for all of you girls out there now, everybody wants to be selfie ready. So this is the powder that, and you can see, I mean, literally, I used a teeny tiny bit, and that's it. And it's just going to make those pores disappear and make that skin look really soft and pretty. All right. So your client's going to look a lot younger now, Tamara. Use those tips on her. Okay, so with Gigi, what I want to do, there's a couple of different things that you can do now. Because she has beautiful eyes, so I can't wait to, I've never done her makeup before, so this is going to be fun. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can either use a brow pencil. You can also, our shadows are called unicolors. So this is one of the palettes that you get, our Soleil palette, which is going to be beautiful on you. This tends to be more of like that warm, bronzy, you know, she kind of has like that Malibu Barbie kind of look, right?
Okay.
And then we also have some more fun colors. This is our pretty palette right here. This one, believe it or not, it looks a little intense, but this could be very fun on you too. Some cooler colors. So we could kind of do a little bit of a combo. And you can also use them wet, you can use them dry, and you can, and you can use them as eyeliner. You can use them as brow color as well. And one of the things that I'm going to do is for her brows, I'll show you how to use it with our brow wax. So the brow wax, I'm going to dip our little, I'm going to grab a little bit with my Q-tip, and I'm going to put some of this on, put a little bit of this on my palette, and I'm going to use this color. I think I'm going to use Roma on you. I think that's going to be a good color for your eyebrows. So I'm going to take a little bit, just, here's the little tiny angle brush, okay? And I can put a little bit of this brow wax right here. And now I'm going to grab my color. And I'm just going to brush it right in. And we have a variety of colors too. But I just wanted to show you with, you can do this with the pencil or you can do it with the shadow. And look at how I dipped it in there once. That's how little I dipped it in. And I'm going to actually mix. I'm going to mix a little bit of Madrid and a little bit of that. But just a teeny tiny bit. And I've got her whole eyebrow right there. The reason why I wanted to do her eyebrow also is because I needed a little bit of a frame for her eye before I did her makeup as well. So let's see what's going on. Okay, great. And just kind of blend that in. And give her a little shape because she says her eyebrows kind of disappear. Yeah.
Kind of.
So I gave it a little bit of a bolder brow, which is very in right now.
I like the bolder.
Bolder brow, yes. Of course, we all want what we don't have, right? So you can see, can you see the eyebrow? Yeah, look at the difference there, right? So that's also going to lift her eye as well. And I'll show you the difference with the pencil. So this is our blonde pencil, and it also has a little spoolie on the end of it. So you could take this one if you want to and brush it in. Now, if someone doesn't have much hair at all, then sometimes they need the wax of the pencil, and this can adhere a little bit better to the skin. You can also go over it with some of our unicolors if you want to really kind of set it in, but I'm just using little soft strokes, and I'm going to brush that in. I might need to use a little bit more of the shadow to even out her color, but you can see I'm just using little strokes. This is, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it is like a little teeny tiny pencil. Has a little tiny, you just press it out like that. And of course we all are a little asymmetrical, right? We all have a little bit of a different side on each. One eye might be a little bit higher, one brow might be a little bit higher. Okay, and I'm gonna brush that out. So if I wanted a little bit of a softer brow, can you guys see the difference in there? So let me see here. I'm totally confused because this is opposite. Yeah, this one's darker, right? And then this is the blonde pencil. Do you want to share with me who likes the darker and who likes the lighter? Let's see who's out there. Who's got some opinions? I'm not going to say yet. I want to see what they say.
I know what I like.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling, right? Okay. So what do we have there? Let me see. I've got, let me pull down. Okay, darker. We've got darker. Okay. I do too. I actually, and that's funny because a lot of times on blondes, I don't like to go that dark, but I do like the darker brown. It gives you a little bit more drama. Okay, so let's even you out, right?
Oh, you betcha.
So, yeah. So I'm going to take, so you have in your palette right here, just mixing it up a little bit. And yeah, I agree. I like a little bit more color. Because her eye color is so pretty and intense, I think having that darker brow just kind of like makes it pop. Yeah, it's pretty. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I think that I have the best job in the world. What do you guys think, right? I mean, doing makeup are we lucky, right? Are we lucky? I mean, God knows there's plenty of awful jobs out there.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, you know, I bless my bookkeeper every day that she comes in because I am so happy to do makeup to pay her.
Yeah.
Oh, because if I just had to do bookkeeping, I would not own a business.
Me either.
No. It's tough. Thank God for computers too, right? Okay, so I think we kind of evened her out a little bit more there. So there we go. Look at that. We don't even have eyeshadow on. We don't have mascara on. So she's kind of starting to come into form here. I like it. Very pretty. Okay, so the next step is let's play with some eyes. So I'm going to do a very easy eye look on you. Okay, very easy. I'm going to start off with our eye primer. So this is going to help with having that shadow adhere onto your face, onto your eyelid, and it also makes it stay on longer too. Need a little bit of that. I'm going to put it on my palette once again, and I am going to use my concealer brush, okay, to put it on. And again, you want to be light. Don't go poking around on the eye. The eye is gentle. And just take it all the way up to the eyelid. And again, I'm going to take this here. And this is going to be something that, you know, you can pretty much do this on any client. I mean, the nice thing about makeup and what we really promote at CARA too is, you know, you want to keep your client updated. So we're going to bring in new collections about twice a year that we bring some new colors in. But we really kind of build on top of those staples. So those staple shades, again, that I'm going to use on her are going to be just, you know, this palette right here is something that our clients could buy. This is $89 and they have all 12 eyeshadows in it, and you can make countless, you know, different collections and looks with that. And it's not too trendy. It's not going to be something that, you know, will go out of style either. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to take a look at her eyes. I really haven't analyzed Gigi too much here, so
that's good to know.
Okay, so with her eye shape, I'm having to stand back just a little bit. I'm going to enhance her crease color. And funny enough, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same shades that I used on her eyebrows, right? So I'm actually going to mix a little bit of Madrid and Roma, so the same shade. So here we have two colors that we're using for two different things. And I'm using, this is our number 15 brush. And the reason why I'm starting off with this brush is because she definitely needs a little bit more definition in her crease area. Mm-hmm. We want to pop that a little bit. We become girls from the hood. So for those of you that don't know about hooded eyes, not that Gigi's really are, mine definitely are. I was born in the hood, so you know, I got to learn how to make them look bigger. And I'm going to just, what I like to do is I also like to build my color. I don't like to put a whole bunch of color and then try to take it away. And the older your client is, the more I suggest you do that. So take your shade, and again, CARA shadows have a lot of pigment to them, so you're going to get a lot of payoff as well. And this is, are any of you kind of afraid? Do you like, are you afraid to kind of maybe add more color? You're very light-handed. So if you are, share with me. Or who's the heavy-handed one? Okay, so I want to just kind of show you what's going on there. So we're going to go in and just blend that. And I'm just kind of taking these little circles, right, with the brush. Just taking those little circles, going back and forth. Open your eye for me, Gigi. Okay. So see how it's really kind of making that eye appear bigger versus, let's see here, this eye versus that one. So we're going to go ahead. Now this eyebrow is higher. So what we want to do is we want to kind of even the two of them out, right? And let me go ahead and add a little bit more depth in there. Of course, always on camera, it's going to look like it's a little bit less. So I'm going to take those two shades again, and I'm going to go in on this side with her. It's a little awkward, actually. Let me turn here. I'm sorry.
Say, do you want me to?
Yeah, it's a little awkward on that side there. And go in and blend, blend, blend. You can't blend too much, and this is definitely where brushes come in so handy. You really want to use good quality brushes. Now this brush here is a this is a squirrel hair brush. Actually, it is a natural hair brush. I know.
Like a literal squirrel hair?
Yes, it is. It's a squirrel hair. Now, the manufacturer has ensured us that animals are not sacrificed in order to do this. there are different types of brushes for different types of effects. And by using like a sable or a squirrel, those are very blendable kind of hair, and it's not a real porous hair. So you're going to get a much more blended type of look with that. Now, one thing I do want to do is, so with this brush here, which is our number 5, so I'll show you the difference between, I go between this one and this one right here all the time. These are my 2 that I can't live without. So I'm going to take a little bit of Barcelona. And so we've gone from Madrid, now we're going to Barcelona. And I'm going to give her a little bit of depth. And see how I'm kind of packing it on right there? Packing it on a little bit on the outer edge, because I want to give her a little bit more depth. And I'm going to pack that on a little bit there. So I'm kind of layering the color right now. And then I'm going to take this color Beijing. I know, right? She's looking at this color going, oh my goodness,
That's
can you guys? I know. And it's going to look amazing. And wow, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's some kids like going crazy outside.
I know,
That's so weird.
right for a window.
And then I'm going to blend this out. But she's going to look stunning. I guarantee this. And I'm assuming I'm taking her a little bit out of her comfort zone with this color too.
Yeah, you are.
I am. I didn't even know this.
You are.
I didn't even know this. Okay. So let's see what's going on there. Okay, so now I need to take a little bit more blending because it's a little rough right now. And I need a tissue so I can wipe down my brush. Yeah. So I'm going to clean that down a little bit right there. And I have a tendency also to hold a lot of brushes in my hand. I'm going to take this color Madras and I'm going to go right underneath her brow. I'm going to take that because I want to just kind of soften all of this and take that shadow. And this is a matte color. So Madras is a matte, and it is a, you want to use, and especially if you have a mature client, you want to use that shimmer closer to the lid to just kind of give it a little bit of a pop. And then you want to use your shimmer, your matte color as your highlighter. So you don't have too much going on. You're still going to keep it a little bit more fashionable that way, but it gives it a much softer kind of polished type of look, okay? And not too much shimmer over the top, because what happens is that it starts to look kind of 80s and very dated and just not the look we're going for.
It's in those creases.
Yes. Yeah, it's just not cute. There's, that day, that ship has sailed. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Hannah, and because I just want to soften this right here. I want it to kind of look a little bit more like a wash with her colors, and I hope that this can translate on camera there. Again, this is Hannah, this color here, and I'm taking that color right in here. So it's, again, I'm going to peek that quickly with the camera. So you close your eyes for me real quick. But hopefully you can kind of see what we're doing. It's just kind of a graduation of color is what we have. And oh, we have another question I see here. Can you guys excuse me for just 1 second? I just need, they're going to break our window.
They're out there bouncing a ball.
Excuse me 1 second.
Banging up against the door, and it's all glass.
Excuse me, you need to calm down because we're recording you and we need to play somewhere else. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's settled. They're too little to be out.
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet.
Sorry about that. We had a little disturbance there. Yeah, they needed to calm down. I don't know who they belong to. That's so strange, huh?
They shouldn't be on this corner there.
No, it's a little dangerous over here for them. I don't know who they belong to, but their parent needs to come out and take care of that. Okay, so now as you can see, there's a little bit. I got to clean some of this up. I'm going to put a liner on her now. And another product that we have, actually, you know what I'm going to do? No, they don't. So what I'm going to do is
bold.
I know right now. I'm going to use the shadow as a liner. We also have, for example, there is a jet gel. This gel is great because it also is very water resistant. But I wanted to use a little bit of a softer, a softer look on you. So I'm not going to use the gel, but this is, one of the products that also comes in the kit. But I do want to do something that's going to be a little bit softer. You also have what's called the Eyeliner Sealer. Now this product is very cool because you can use a couple of drops of this, and it's just a clear liquid, as you can see. You dip your brush in it, and it's going to waterproof your liner.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's nice. So you just go right onto the edge right there of your shadow. I'm going to use Las Vegas. And what I like to do also, because I already did her concealer and her, I also did the concealer and foundation. Close your eye for me, Gigi. There we go. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right into the lash line. It's going to give me a little bit of a softer line since I am using a black, and Las Vegas is a pretty intense black. It's very fun. I love it. Shanghai is also another black color that we have, but you'll have both of them in the kit. Let's see, do we have questions so far? No, I think there is a new one in there. I'm going to dip that in there, and I want to show you a little trick as well. So this is a great tip also for you, Tamara, for your older clients, is to teach them how to use a shadow liner instead of a pencil or a liquid or a gel. Open your eye for me. Whoops, we got a little bit too much down at the bottom. But that's the beauty of being able to clean it up. And I'm going to clean that up in a second. But what you want to do is, Gigi, look down. Okay. I'm going to have you look straight ahead and down in this way. There we go. So if you have your client move their eyeball, then they can get right in here. Open your eye for me. There we go. You can get into that inner corner. Wow. What beautiful eye color she has.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's so pretty. Okay. And let's see, open your eye for me. Okay. Now, of course, I'm going to clean all this stuff up. And I'm going to do just a softer liner. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. All right. And do I have some more? Let's see. Okay. Is that a lighter color you're using to blend out the crease? That top color that I used to blend out the crease a little bit is Hannah. Yes. It's kind of like a light peachy color. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah, I think the colors are kind of a little matted here, but it's this one. It looks kind of taupey. I don't know if that's our camera or I mean the screen. I'm thinking, yeah, but it's kind of like a peachy kind of color is what that is. Just to, again, it's just to kind of soften that edge a little bit there. Close your eye for me. I'm going to blend that out. And I'm going to use again, I'm going to go back to that same Roma, the brow color. Look up for me. And I'm going to use that underneath. I'm just using like the leftover of the Las Vegas. And I'm taking that underneath her eyes. And so you can see there's so many different usages that I've gone from bottom liner to eyebrow color to crease color. And people love that, to know that they can take that shade and use it in many different ways. Okay, let me try the other side here.
Do you want me to turn?
Yeah, you can. Let me turn a little bit. Thank you. So we can see, yeah, definitely. We can start to see a difference there, huh? With her. The liner really makes your eyes pop. Close your eyes for me. Okay, so if you can see there, just taking that liner with the little brush is so helpful because it's very thin and very precise. And we're gonna clean that up. And of course, once you put mascara on, there's always that little phase. Open your eyes for me and look that way. There we go. Down a little bit there. And then that helps us to get right into that inner corner. Okay. And now I'm going to take a little bit of the Roma and look up for me. There we go. Take that underneath your eye and I'll clean that up. So even if you're, you know, honestly, if you're a little sloppy, a Q-tip will do wonders. So you can kind of take that and clean that up under there. Sorry.
I can't do my makeup without a Q-tip.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, a Q-tip is fantastic. Yes.
I'm tearing.
Okay, you're fine.
I want to wash it off. I guess I won't since you made it.
Yeah, we waterproofed it, so it's perfect. Yes. Okay, so I'll let her eyes calm down for a little bit there. Okay, we haven't done mascara, but she's starting to come along. Now I do have a little bit of an ugly overhead light right here, and that if I had something to cover that up, it would not give her. Yes, look at that, right? Look at that.
That's horrible.
Yes, I do have a little ugly overhead light, but look at the difference. Wow. Okay, we're gonna put a little. She's starting to look like a model, right? Yay. Okay. Now I'm going to let her eyes just kind of relax for a little bit before I go into mascara and finishing that up. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I think I was telling you about that before, but this is the Lamaze palette, and I put this one together because this is perfect for highlight, contours, and your blush colors right there. And it retails for $79, and you can have everything all in one set. So I'm going to take our angle brush. You want a little tissue?
I better have one.
We have a difficult client alert.
Yes, yes. High maintenance. Just ask my husband.
Okay, so one thing I am going to do on Gigi is I'm going to use this color. It's called Belle Harbor. And Belle Harbor is, now we do have skin shimmers, which I can also use. I kind of jumped the gun and I did a little bit of powder before showing you the skin shimmers. But let me show you the skin shimmers because I know you guys are going to really love this.
Yeah, that's big right now.
Oh, they're so pretty. This one, I'm going to use this one. It's called Inca, right? And this is, because she's, you know, our blonde Barbie California babe.
I wish a California babe.
Where are you from originally?
Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Nowhere close.
Close. LA, Missouri, you know.
Yeah. Has balls in it.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. So you can either take a little bit. So this color Inca is, I'm going to actually try a little bit of this. Yeah, that's pretty. It's actually a little bit deeper on her. So it's almost going to act as a blush and a bit of a contour. And can you guys see that right there? A little bit. But you can't be a bronzy babe without some bronziness. And so you can see that I'm just kind of patting that in. I also like to use it underneath my foundations too. So a lot of times I will use it that way. It just depends. She, again, has really pretty skin. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. This looks really good on you. And I'm going to use a little bit of Belle Harbor because it's lighter on the top as well. But it is, you can see how it's defining her cheekbone a little bit, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You have to go out on a date night tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this does, actually, Inca is giving her a little bit of color. We have another color called Milky Way, and this one is really pretty as a highlighter. Especially for those peaches and cream kind of girls, you know, that have that beautiful skin. I'm sure there's a lot of you that are watching that live up north that have that peachy pretty skin. It's so funny though. I think a lot of times people that live up north, they're more tan than we are in Florida.
Yeah. You don't look like you live in Florida. Well,
I don't.
Because I work.
Mm-hmm. No, we kind of avoid the sun. So there we go. So we can take a little bit of the Inca Skin Shimmer. She's starting to get a little J-Lo looking now, right? Okay. Let's do, I'm not going to do the Milky Way on the top. I'm just gonna keep the Skin Shimmer, and then we'll set that in with a little bit more powder. But I'm going to take the Belle Harbor, and that one we're going to use as your highlighter. Can you guys see? Let's see. Can you see that highlight right there? It's really pretty. You can also use this on the eyes. I haven't even done a contour on her yet, but look at that. You can definitely see the difference. Yeah. So her face is starting to sculpt now. And I'm just taking the little angle brush. You don't want to use a brush that's too big when you're applying blush. You want to be very specific, and because anytime, what happens, and this is again, you know, part of all these things that we teach in the Business and Beauty course, but you want to think of your face as, you know, you want to think of light and dark, and what do you want to bring out, what do you want to push in. So those are the two different things that you want to think about. That's why understanding facial features is so important, because sometimes some people have, you know, really big chunky cheeks. You know, some people have really sunken cheeks, so you're not going to use that same Kim Kardashian school of contouring for every single face shape. Okay, so I wiped that off a little bit. I'm gonna dip a little bit into my London. This is London, and this one's called Nagoya. And then I'm gonna dip back, because I just dip into Nagoya once because it is a little potent. And I'm going to use the tip of my brush, and I'm going to swirl upward because I want to give her sexy cheekbones now. And we're going in for a little bit more. And this is what makes that, now it's all about the cheeks, right? It's all about, everybody wants to be sculpted. It really makes a difference, and especially if you are taking selfies or you're going to be on camera, using and understanding the subtlety of how to sculpt the facial features is huge. And versus having it look like, you know, a Dragalicious kind of situation. Can you see what's happening? Can you see how, let's see, sorry, I'm like I'm on the opposite side. I get very confused looking at the camera. But can you see how her whole face looks like it's lifted? Can you guys give me like a yay, I can see it, or because I'm not sure what you can see? Yes, okay, awesome. I love you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. We're going to take the Belle Harbor, give a little pop. And yes, ladies in your 60s, you can use Belle Harbor, okay? I just want to let you know. It's just in the technique on how you're going to use different things. And especially, like, you know, keep that eye area very hydrated. The Perfect Moisture Serum is awesome to use. So that is just a great product to help add some hydration there. And again, we're just kind of sculpting her cheekbone underneath. Don't take your contour all the way up, because then you're going to take away all the work that you've done with your highlighter. I see that happen a lot. People just kind of willy-nilly start putting blush everywhere on their nose, their chin, their, you know, it's just, it needs, you have to understand where you're going and why you're doing it. Okay. So this is, are we learning a couple of tips today? I hope so. Is there, let me see here. I'm like not even seeing the chat for some reason. Let's see, I'm gonna take this one down. Yay, yay, yay. How are you using eyeshadow under the eye? Can you go closer? Hard to see. Yes. Once I finish, Kellyanne, hi. Once I finish with mascara and that, I'm going to clean up and I'm going to smoke out her liner a little bit more, because I'm all about layers. I love the layers. Okay, so less is more oftentimes, and I'm just kind of building up is what I love to do. Okay, I'm going to go back to, this is my blush and powder brush. I use this actually for both of them. So you've got your contour brush and your other one. And see the contour brush, it's not that big. You don't want a contour brush that's that fat, because it's just a cool brush that you bought online. You know what I mean? Like, it needs, unless your face is super big, you don't want a super huge brush. The same thing with the eyes. You know, you have to look at what kind of, some people have really big eyes, so they can use really big brushes. I got little tiny eyes. I need more strategic type of brushes. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the blush. I'm gonna mix, because she's kind of peachy, she's kind of pinky, so, you know, I'm gonna use all three of them. And just smile for me right there. Yeah, that's pretty. So that can kind of give you a guide a little bit on getting that color. And I'm just taking that where, you know, I just want to have her look like she's kind of blushing from within. I am not a huge blush person. I know some of you girls are in the South over there watching me, and you're like, girl, there's not enough blush on there. So that's going to be your choice. I build up my blush, but I'm not like, it's not over the top. That's not my thing. Okay. I like gloss though. I will. Sometimes my clients will take off a little bit of gloss. So I slather it on there. It makes your lips look so pretty. So I'm kind of using a little bit more of a patting motion here, okay? Right? And just really kind of gliding. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Da, 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 da. Yeah, she's getting her cheekbones. Beautiful. All right, so here is your Lamaze palette. Now, you also get a Happy palette, and believe it or not, these colors are amazing as well. This color I use a lot. It's called Venice. And if you just want to do like a little touch of, now I think I might have gotten a little happy right there. But I'll use just a little touch of this one and just kind of like give her even more. I love that. It's just so pretty. Okay. So there's 6 different or 12 different colors that you're going to get with that. And of course, there's just a gazillion different looks that you can go with. Let's see. So we're going to go back to the eyes. We're going to finish up the eyes now. Now that she's not crying anymore.
Try not to.
Some people just tear. They tend to tear a little bit. And forgive me because I need to just grab some mascara wands really quickly. So one thing, yeah, I had to step away a little bit to kind of see what you're looking like there. We have our lash thickener. Okay, this is a primer and like a lash, lash primer, I would say, and a conditioner as well. Gigi's lashes are a little short, so I probably would, and I'm not going to do it because I know her eyes are probably a little more sensitive, so I would curl them, but we're not going to go there today. And then this is the mascara. So the lash thickener, that product, so what you want to do is you want to take always your mascara wand, and holy cow, I think this one's almost, yeah, I need a new fresh one. Okay, it looks white like this, and you want to grab enough product that you can do both of the eyes. What I do, yes, perfect. She can close her eyes a little bit, and I'm just going to brush that into the lashes. If you want to, you can use it on the top and the bottom lashes. That's fine. Look down a little bit. There we go. And if you hold your client's eye, it gives them a little bit more reassurance as well. And I just kind of work it into the lashes. Again, another one right here. I'm just going to go in a little bit, and I want the product to almost be dry. I don't let it dry completely, like all the way where it's crunchy, but I do like to just let it set for a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to let that set. And then the mascara wands on our mascara. This is our jet mascara. Now, we don't have, I'm going to use a disposable wand on her, but you can see this one has a slight, like a little slight curve to it. And I love using the curve where it will push. I'm not going to use it on her because that wouldn't be sanitary, but it helps push the lashes up. I'm going to use disposable wand, which you'll get also in your kit. So we want to really, teach you some great sanitary habits as you're working with your clients. And then that way you won't ever have any surprises with pink eye or God knows what. Look down for me. Okay. So I'm going to have her look down. And what I do, and hopefully you can see this, is I kind of hold the mascara and just jiggle it back and forth and kind of rock it up there a little bit. I'm a big fan of also mixing cools and warms. And with Gigi's skin tone, she really can do both. She can use cooler colors, she can use warmer colors. And I have a feeling that she's going to want to buy Beijing after I'm done. It's really a beautiful color. And it just gives, her eyes kind of remind me of like a husky almost. Like they have that gray, green, and then they've got like this ring around the edge of it. It's just beautiful. And so you really kind of you want to work that mascara. Of course, this look would look amazing with some lashes as well. And, you know, for those of you that don't know, we have a lash class. I do a lash class. I do a brow class. We do a bridal class. So we do a lot of additional education. If you're, you know, kind of looking to expand your makeup artistry and your skill set, as well as obviously generate income from retailing product. And let's see there. Oh, wow. Okay. Starting to come together there. And I'm just going to kind of work those lashes a little bit. Okay. Beautiful. And look up for me. And I like to use my mascara wand vertically on the bottom. I find that it gives me more deposit of mascara into the lash base versus kind of making them look really kind of long and spidery. So I just kind of rub it a little bit this way and take that back and forth a little bit there. And again, there we go. All right, you're doing well. She's starting to tear up a little bit, but it's coming along. Yes, and sometimes, you know, with some clients, you just have to kind of walk away and go, okay, let's leave it there. Now I'm going to go to the lips, and I'll come back, Kellyanne, and I'm going to show you my blending underneath the eyes. I haven't forgotten about you. Let's see here, but so far, I mean, of course, we haven't finished with the eyes, but you can kind of see. I wish we had one of those panels where we had like that before picture and then the after. She's like, no,
don't need a before. There is a big difference because I'm so light.
Yeah, she's low contrast, guys. She's low contrast. That's it. And that's what can be very fun with a low contrast as well. I'm just going to kind of blend that little bit there, that cheek. It doesn't show up nearly as much on camera, but I know that for me, like in person, I kind of, you know. All right, so then last thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to do a, this one is called Sable Brown, this pencil, and she's got a really nice lip line. And one thing that I did not do, shame on me, is the Alleluia cream is really nice for the lips too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I should have done some of this to prep her lips, but I wasn't thinking. So, so I'm going to use that. And you always want to sharpen your pencil before you use it. And this one looks like it has been sharpened, but let me just grab a sharpener real quick, if I can find one. I don't know where she put it. Okay. It should be in here somewhere. But
is it black?
Okay, here it is. I found it. And then I'm going to give you a little sparkle at the end because I'm going to show you guys our eye gazers that are so pretty. Because you're going to go out and have a hot night tonight.
Oh, I'm going on a hot date.
Well, your husband will want one. Okay, so what I do is I sharpen my pencil. This is a very nudie shade. I start, and if you can see here, like I start on the outer edge and sometimes, I don't know if you've had these clients that they think they're helping you by kind of like, you know, moving their mouth around. They can just kind of keep it a little bit open. There you go. Perfect. And just start on that outer edge and work up in little short strokes, okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a lot more fullness on the outer edge of the lip, right? And we're going to blend that a little bit here. Yeah, because her lips are just a little hinge dry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And out here too. But she's got a great lip shape. It's very even from the top and the bottom. So that's really nice. Sometimes some people have like little teeny tiny lips, or the top lip might be smaller than the bottom lip. And so you kind of have to even that out or learn how to do that. But in her case, it's very even. I just want to give it a little bit more of a, you know, a little bit more fullness. And then I'm also, okay, so as you can see that liner, right? Around the edge of the lips. I like to grab, and this is the lip brush that you get. So it comes in like a little bullet, and you put it like that. This is a very high quality Kolinsky Sable lip brush. What I do is I use my clean lip brush before I put any product on it, and I blend out my pencil. So I like to just kind of soften the line, blend it in, and then that way once you put on the lipstick or, you know, whatever you want to apply, you're not going to end up just with that line and then the lip pencil. It just kind of, again, it's a little muted, softer, and turn it this way a little bit, and just perfect your lip shape. So the pencil, again, this is interesting because it goes on a little bit more nudie on me. She got quite a bit of color, so you can definitely see like the definition, which I want, because it's when you want to get a fuller kind of lip, you want to go with a lighter shade. The darker the lip, the smaller something's going to look. Some people have super big lips, so of course they're just going to look big anyways. But for the most part, a lighter, if you have a really small lip, use a lighter shade and use a shimmer as well. So I'm going to use, this is our Luxe matte lipstick. And these come with a little doe foot where you can actually put it on, but we're not going to do that.
A doe foot, that's what that's called?
Yeah, a little doe foot. Okay. And you're just going to take you're going to apply it onto your spatula, onto your palette. And this will last for 6 to 8 hours, the lip mats. And the thing I love about the lip mats is that they don't give you that dry kind of cakey feel. Now, one thing that you can also do with the lip mats is you can apply the lip mat and then apply your liner after as well. So that is an option. Sometimes it actually helps define the lip a little bit more. This color is called Angel. This is our best-selling color, I would say, for those soft, nudie colors. And it'll last all day. You can put this on in the morning. You can drink, you can eat, and, you know, of course, it's going to probably get a little tired after a bit. You can reapply it, but for those of you that don't like reapplying lipstick, this is your friend. And of course, I'm going to put a little bit of gloss on her because I just love gloss. And I like getting that full, just pretty. But this color is really pretty on you. So can you guys see that here? Give me a little. Yeah. So, do we like it? Are we liking Angel? Yeah? Cool. No, you're good. You're good. Actually, you can kind of like blend the lips out. And so it's very awkward just doing makeup just on one side. And I can't necessarily see. Yeah. I'm trying to cover that god awful light there. Yes, there it is. Our overhead lighting, that just took like some tiredness away. Exactly. We need our beauty light here. Okay, now we're gonna go back and finish up the eyes, right? So I want to, let's see here. I'm actually, ooh, why not? I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I am going to grab my little, where's my little brush? Okay, I'm gonna grab my little, either we have a little blender brush or the 20 brush, and I am going to take a little bit of Athena, which is this brighter green, and a little bit of Las Vegas. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of those two and take that right. Because she can do it.
There it goes.
She can rock it. Uh-oh. She crying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. So let's see here. Can you guys see that? On this eye, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see on which,
this side.
This, okay, there we go. Yes. So I softened it up a little bit more with the brush, and I'll get a little bit closer for you here. I just mixed, and I used, you can use this brush, you can use the, we have a little smudger brush, number 13. But I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of Athena and Vegas, these two. Because her eyes are so stunning that I think you can have a little bit of fun. It's not too crazy green, but it is, yeah, I'm gonna touch it just, yeah, tiny bit. And I'm gonna take that and just kind of bring it in. You can close, And with my little brush, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Las Vegas again, and just kind of smoke her up a little bit right there. Now, of course, you can see that as you put a black over a gold, what happens? It's gonna turn into like a greenish kind of shade. Law of color, right? Now, let's see, open your eyes for me. There we go. I'm just going to take a little bit of that close and just take a little, blend that out a little bit. And just smoking her up a little bit right there. Poor Gigi. She didn't know what she was getting into. Just blending it out, soften it up. And okay, and then I'm going to take my Q-tip finally. But this is perfect though. I'm actually grateful that, you know, she's kind of teary and all that, because it shows you not all clients are easy to work with. You know?
They're difficult.
Well, it is a little tough,
challenging.
Yeah, but a lot of clients have, you know, they have these issues. So it's okay. It's okay to work with someone. You can see how her makeup hasn't slid down her face. And you can just kind of wipe that right there and a little bit right in there. there's several different brushes that you can use for this. You can use the little angle one that we used. There's this one's a little bit bigger, depending on how much you want to smoke out with someone's eyes. Again, and then you have, you know, your number 20, and we also have a little 13 brush that I'm not, let me see, oh, here it is. Yeah, some of you, I'm trying to think if this is in the kit, the number 13, and it's a little tiny.
Oh, that's tiny.
Yeah, it's a good little smudger brush as well. So there's a couple of different products that you can, or a couple of different brushes that you can use. And then I'm going to finish off with your gloss. So, and because I'm going more for that nudie kind of sexy look with her, I'm going to use this color. It's called Aura. And this is definitely a very nudie kind of shade. And again, how many of you kind of look like Gigi, like you have her type of coloring? How many of you could wear this look? Let's see. Yes, no? Can you look like her? You would try these colors on or no? I think you could try it on almost anybody. Yes, yes, no, no. Let me see here. I gotta scroll down my chat a little bit. We've got some active girls. I love it. Love it. What is this thing here? Come on.
Get my hair up.
Remind me later. Let's do that. There we go. Yes, I would. Estee Lauder put this look on me, but I'm a pink toned peaches and cream freckle face. Aw. So, okay. So yeah, you could adapt this a little bit. Maybe not go quite as, you know, warm. Yes, bronze goddess. Absolutely. So you can adjust it. So if you're a little bit more, now I'll just share with you one thing, right? Sorry, I'm an artist and I kind of go from one thing to another. But if you, so let's say on Gigi, I wanted to pop it with that very gold kind of color. And I hope you can close your eyes a little bit there. Yeah, I don't know if it really kind of shows as well and as pretty as it is, but it is a gorgeous color. It's called Beijing, and it's just a very,
that's that.
The gold,
okay.
Yeah, it's very, very goldy, but when you put it on anybody, even like very bronzy skin tones, it's so pretty. And since it's down on the lid, it's just giving like a little of that kind of gold coppery pop to it. So for someone like you, our little pink tone freckle face girl, cute. You could use more this, hold on, let me not use that finger. But Wailea is, you can see that is so pretty. And this is a little bit more like in that shrimpy, it still has some peach, but it has some pink. That's a really popular shade as well that you can kind of tie in that look, but maybe not go quite as gold. One thing with Gigi, she would also look beautiful with these plums, but because of the puffiness underneath the eye, it's much better to stay away from these colors, because these colors are going to bring back all of that depth and purpliness, and it's going to undo all the work that we already did. So that's why, again, when you learn law of color and we kind of study some of this stuff in our classes, you can neutralize different things that are happening with your face with the colors that you choose. And so that's the fun part of artistry there. Okay, so I'm going to gloss her up. And this is Aura. It just has just a shine to it. It doesn't have like a frost or anything, you know, not like a shimmery tone. I love it. My client says this is her jam. It's like Ara is my jam. She comes and buys like 3 or 4 at a time. Keep them in the car. You can use it also by itself, and it just gives you like that. Yeah. I like all that gloss.
I love gloss too.
I think it's fun. Okay, so that is Gigi for you, girls. I hope that you like that. I know, and we need to really let's see if we could let's see if we could step you out here for a second, just so you could kind of see without that overhead lighting, and maybe it might. I'm gonna travel with you for a second here. Let's see if we is that a little better over in this area? Yeah. Let's see. Let me see what it looks like in the camera there. Yeah, that's not quite as overhead lighting, right? Okay, so you can kind of see. Yes, you are a little bit higher there. There we go. So we can kind of see very, very fresh-faced. Gigi, you want to share your age?
No.
You were so funny.
No. I'm 50-ish.
Hey, good. You're in my club. I love it. So, you know what? Hey, does that look 50 to you? Heck no. She looks super gorgeous and hot. I mean, who wouldn't want to look like that? So tell me again, girls, isn't she beautiful? I think Gigi's beautiful.
Oh, well,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah, she's stunning. So I'm going to have you take a seat once again. I tried to just kind of do a little camera action here. We try to find these different places within the studio where the lighting's good and whatnot. Okay, so what side do you like more? Can you tell the difference between the Perfector Base and the Satin Base? Share with me which one are we liking better, or can you see a difference from one side to the other? It's kind of hard to say, huh? Tell us what it feels like, Gigi, one side versus, which one do you like better?
Well, when you put this on, I could tell there was more of a dryness to it.
Uh-huh.
But now I don't feel that at all.
Okay. Okay.
When you just put the little tester strip, I could feel like a drawing kind of.
Okay.
As opposed to this side.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can't tell the difference.
Okay. So let's see here. I wasn't able to be on for foundation part. Oh, I was at a funeral. Oh, okay. Okay. I saw something about a funeral and I was like, ooh, okay. Does she do makeup for funerals? So sorry to hear that, but welcome. I think I like the Satin Base now that she has her powders and pigments on. Maybe that shade that light again. I'm not sure what that means, but yes, we could deepen that up a little bit as well. And yes, because we could custom blend it. We could absolutely custom blend it just a little bit. But I mean, I think that, and as you guys can see, I mean, you can see how pretty her skin looks on camera, right? I mean, that's just, it looks very flawless. Let's see, maybe shade that light again. Have Gigi shade her face from the overhead light like she did before. Let's get that. Ah, there we go. Yes. Oops, sorry. Yeah, there we go. See? Okay, good. So you can kind of see her eyes. Wow, I know, right? Overhead lighting is hell.
Oh, it's horrible. I hate it.
We need to not position the camera here again. Absolutely. But I know. Doesn't she look beautiful? Yes. And so this is everything that you guys have in your kit, you know, or the one, you know, a lot of you that have already purchased the kit. All of these products which come, and I'm going to, I'll show you my messy little station here because I definitely work very messy.
It's like my bathroom counter.
But that's the diamond kit right there. That is everything that you're going to get. For those of you that are interested in joining us, you know, in CARA Cosmetics and being able to sell and make money. So, for example, and to be honest with you, I don't even have like a total, but we do have we have makeup looks that we also teach you. And then, and I know most of you ladies have no problem selling because that's kind of your background. But there is like a whole step-by-step on all the products and the different, you know, the different pricing of what you would have for your, you know, each individual products. It depends whether your client, you know, already has brushes. A lot of times, and I don't know if you're accustomed to selling brushes, but I like to individualize everything. And that's where you can actually create palettes too. We have a create palette. Let's say Gigi says, you know what, I definitely don't want this palette here, you know, but I like this one and this one. So I can put those into an individual palette because you'll get, you know, our eyeshadow pans that can be sold individually. And you can build up. Let's say you don't want to, you know, you want to buy just a few. So, you know, they retail at $16. She can buy 2 or 3 or 4 of them, put your blushes in there as well, and then kind of build up that way. Or a lot of clients, because Gigi would come in and she would say, okay, well, just let me know how much it is.
Just give me the news.
Give me the news, you know? And again, with, you know, with our clients, when we're doing makeup lessons, which is definitely something that we also show you our method, and which, again, I don't want to hold you up because we've been here for a little bit already, but there's different methods on how, you know, we incorporate our selling. But again, you know, with the product line, I wanted you to kind of see what it looked like hands-on. I hope that, you know, you like this. You know, I'm very proud of our brand, and a lot of, you know, it's been used in Hunger Games, Pirates of the Caribbean, Vampire Diaries. I mean, we've got like lots of people in Hollywood using the line as well. Friends of mine that are makeup artists in the film business. And so it is for everyday people as well as, you know, you know, as well as for on camera. And I think, let's see, do you have some more great, good. Oh, good. I'm glad you're learning something new. I know every face is like a whole new world, right? I hadn't done Gigi's makeup before. Now I probably could do, she's got like a little tiny boo-boo right there. I could probably just take a little bit more foundation and just kind of cover that up. Or, oh my gosh. So this is what I didn't even do, right? These are our mineral compacts. And this is, I know a lot of you are accustomed to this, and you can see I didn't even use them. But this is something that I do use to touch up with. So let's say if I wanted to make her just a little bit deeper, I could take my little Kabuki brush here, and I could, you know, just kind of touch. Actually, you know what? No, I don't want to use this brush. I want to use this brush here and give her a little bit more color. If I want to touch up and refresh before I go out or before she goes out. And again, this is a powder foundation. I know a lot of you are accustomed to selling a product similar to this. And this is fantastic for people that are, I would say, younger, that have really good skin. I would never substitute this for a foundation on her because I don't think it's going to look as pretty. And I do like, you know, I like the skin to look, especially a little more dewy as we're, you know, as we age. I think it looks more youthful. And again, adding just the dimension. But this is great on younger girl, like your daughter's perfect, you know, something like this, or a touch-up that you can use. There's a little sponge that comes in here, and then you can keep it in your pocketbook as well. So any more questions? I want you to, I know you can go on to, well, we'll be sending you actually an email. If any of you are interested in learning more makeup with me, we have our business and beauty course that we've created that's going to be online for you. So I'm very excited. And we do have a $200 discount before the 18th on that, and payment plans too. So you're going to get a lot of me through 6 weeks or 6 different courses. And there are going to be some live webinars and live classes. They'll all be live, but they'll also be recorded and with books and, you know, learning looks and all the different technique of also knowing how to analyze your face. Maybe we'll ask Gigi to come back. She's like, yeah. I know, right? Now she's ready for her date, though. Yeah. Or her daughter, we're going to have her come back, too. Okay, great. Well, I just wanted to thank you. I hope this was really helpful understanding more about CARA Cosmetics. And any of you that want to, you know, have a little strategy session with me, you can also just email us, and, you know, we can, I know I've spoken to quite a few of you already to kind of understand a little bit more about where you want to go, or if you're looking to kind of up level your makeup artistry skills and whatnot, then we have a whole lot of things here for you. And I just wanted to check out any more questions from you before we sign off. I want to thank everybody for being here, and I appreciate your time, and thank you, Gigi, for being my beautiful model, right? Yes. So yes, okay, we've got a raised hand over here. Let's see, I want to go to they're ready to join with a kit and want to schedule a class. How should they go about doing that? Okay, so like I said, you're going to be, if you're looking to become a retailer with us, you know, you get your 50% profit margin, and we have our diamond kit, or the other one that's a little bit less. So this is $7.99, and that one is $4.99 for the that is our silver kit. So either one, you can start off a little bit less, and there are some payment plans with that. And you can build up to this, whatever you want. You do need a kit to also to do the business and beauty course, and that is $6.99. So normally our business and beauty course, we also include the kit, but normally it is $2,100. So I've done a really super deep discount for all of you that want to join me online for the class, and I really am excited to help you, really grow your makeup skills too. And so you'll get an email from us for all of you that signed up for the course. You'll get an email. You can sign up online, or you can give us a call and you can sign up that way as well. Yes, absolutely. You can set up a call. You can make a request. Actually, if you go to sales at caracosmetics.com, it's CARA cosmetics.com, and you can just say, I'd like to schedule a strategy call with Leslie, and just let us know like what days and if it's morning or afternoons are best for you, and I will call you and follow up with you. And let's see here. I think that's going to be it. So thank you so much, and have a fabulous week. This was your motivating Monday, right? Yeah. So thank you for joining us, and I appreciate and look forward to working with so many of you. So have a great one. Bye.